Everyone knows Luther does it all, but did you know you can do it all? At home,
I just sold my car.
on your phone,
I just got pre-approved.
I just scheduled an oil change.
whenever, wherever.
I just bought a new car.
Anything and everything, whenever and wherever. LutherAuto.com. You can do it all.
In life, we all need a little help to reach our summit. Whatever your summit looks like, it's easier to reach when your body is strong and healthy. At Summit Orthopedics, our team of highly specialized physicians listens to and values every one of our patients. We take a conservative approach to care to get you back to your healthy and active lifestyle. Reach your summit. Summit Orthopedics. Visit summitortho.com to make an appointment today.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. You here to pick up my truck?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that was easy. Yeah, I knew Luther buys cars, but I had no idea it was this simple and convenient. Is there anything you guys don't do?
Not really.
Will you buy any car?
Yeah,
Even that one?
even that one.
Wow, you do it all.
Luther Auto, over 40 locations and one of the region's largest inventories. Luther Auto, we do it all.
Everyone knows Luther does it all, but did you know you can do it all? At home,
I just sold my car.
on your phone,
I just got pre-approved.
I just scheduled an oil change.
whenever, wherever.
I just bought a new car.
Anything and everything, whenever and wherever. LutherAuto.com. You can do it all.
Good morning and welcome to Championship Sunday here at the St. Croix Rec Center. PeeWee B, PeeWee A, PeeWee AA, Bantam A. We got it all for you in the Lumberjack Cup. Should be a great game. We're announcing the starting lineups for the PeeWee Bs right now. Edina White, number 6 in the state, taking on Orono, number 3 in the state. Edina sweeping through to the finals, beating Blaine 6-0, Stillwater 4-0, and Tonka 4-1 yesterday. Their leading scorer is Bryce Morgan. Orono, number 3 in the state, only allowed 2 goals in the first 3 games of the tournament, beating White Bear 9-0, Grand Rapids 5-1, and Chaskatchan 6-1. Their leading scorer and the tournament's leading scorer is Sam Ward with 4 goals and 3 assists. After the lineups are read and the anthems played, we'll be back here in a minute with the golden tones of Jeff Pappas here on YHH. Hope you enjoyed today's game.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. You here to pick up my truck?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that was easy. Yeah, I knew Luther buys cars, but I had no idea it was this simple and convenient. Is there anything you guys don't do?
Not really.
Will you buy any car?
Yeah,
Even that one?
even that one.
Wow, you do it all.
Luther Auto, over 40 locations and one of the region's largest inventories. Luther Auto, we do it all.
Everyone knows Luther does it all, but did you know you can do it all? At home,
I just sold my car.
on your phone,
I just got pre-approved.
I just scheduled an oil change.
whenever, wherever.
I just bought a new car.
Anything and everything, whenever and wherever. LutherAuto.com. You can do it all.
In life, we all need a little help to reach our summit. Whatever your summit looks like, it's easier to reach when your body is strong and healthy. At Summit Orthopedics, our team of highly specialized physicians listens to and values every one of our patients. We take a conservative approach to care to get you back to your healthy and active lifestyle. Reach your summit. Summit Orthopedics. Visit summitortho.com to make an appointment today.
The St. Croix Rec Center, the home of the Stillwater Ponies, plays host to our championship Sunday today here at the Lumberjack Cup 2025. Edina White off to our left, naturally wearing green, and Orono off to the right in black and white with red numerals. Jeff Pappas with you, waiting for Tony to return to Mike's side here, and then we'll have this final matchup underway. Edina, as Tony mentioned, 6-0 over Blaine, 4-2 over Stillwater, 4-1 over Minnetonka. Big get here, and they take on an Orono team ranked number 3 in the state by YHH staff. A 6-1 winner over Chaska Chanhassen yesterday. We are underway as we're going to get a whistle as the puck is underneath the glove of Colin LaRue in goal for Orono, number 72. And it's Marcus Johnson in goal for Edina off to our left. Face off in the Orono zone. And now Orono play out to center ice, and this is Keegan Brassington. Had a strong tournament, plays it in. And now the carom come off the end boards, and after it is Oliver Erickson for Edina, and they will headman to center ice, and here's Bratton. James Bratton over the line, draws 2 defenders. Bratton still in possession, takes it to the right edge, and it goes around behind LaRue's goal over to the near side. And Orono picks it up, and they'll carry on out to center. Over the line for Connor Barkley, scored a goal yesterday. And Anderson, Tallis Anderson at center for Edina. Plays it into the Orono zone, and it comes right back out. Bryce Morgan lost possession, and here is James Walker over the line. Walker to the slot. Shot mostly deflected. Easy save for Johnson. The puck to the blue line held in. And another shot taken by Broden Johnson. A save made by Marcus Johnson. We had 4 Johnsons in the game yesterday, 2 on each team. And now Edina plays it in. O'Donnell. And Edina will finish off a change. O'Donnell by himself.
I can assure you there weren't ever 4 Papases in a game, that's for sure.
No, you have a hard time finding 4 Papases, I think. Just in general. There aren't many of us. At center ice. Battle for it, and trying to play it in there was Gray Mary. Lost possession. O'Donnell back for Edina over the line. Cuts to the slot and then gives it off. Here's a shot and a pad save off Morgan. Quick save there by LaRue. And they'll play for it behind the Orono goal. And finally Orono will pick it up, and they play out to center, and they've got 2 on 2. And they come over the line, and that's John Schuler, 93. Centers it, comes right through the way to the near side. And Jake Johnson crashing in, playing it around on the far side. Minozzi after it along the wall. And now Edina will claim. And that's Oliver Erickson. Underwood on the left. And now played to center ice. Erickson over the Orono line, lost it in the defender's skates, trying to play it ahead. And Orono trying to get out of the zone, having trouble there. Max Smith plays to the front of the net, and now Orono will pick it up and carry out. At center, it's shot in by Henrik Knorr, who scored a goal yesterday. And now cleared up the near side. Sink, as pass is intercepted, and a shot by Kason Kramer. Got the outside of the net. Now peeling off Sam Ward. He's had a terrific tournament. Ward banks off the wall, picked off by Ballard. Edina tries to clear. They come rink wide to the near side, and it's Johnny Borg out to center. And now played back deep into the Edina zone. It'll go wide to the right of the goal. Cleared to the far side. Ballard back across. Borg tries to play it ahead and now has to settle for behind the net. Ballard to the left. And now out to center. And here comes Edina. Sink over the line, and it's offside on the left. And we'll take a stoppage. 10:21 to go in the first. Shots even at 2.
Orono has not lost in regulation or in overtime yet this year. 3 shootout losses, and that's it. And Edina, since losing in the finals at the Gobbler, has gone 8-1. Got 2 hot teams here today.
Sure do. And behind the goal, Johnson to the far side and played up the wall. Orono will pick it up, and Bratton on the near side will win the race and play it down deep. Just past 10 minutes to go in the opening period. And Orono will break out on the near side. And it is Barkley over the line. And he will lay it around behind the net. Ballard will get there first, but not able to get there quite in time as Sanford Bennett finally claims it for Edina. And Bennett over to the near side for Anderson. To center, Wells. Over the line, shoots right on. Save made by LaRue. We'll get a face-off with 9:34 to go.
I had a chance to coach Sanford's little sister, Maya Bennett, this past summer in Park City, Utah. She's a heck of a player. Looks like a pretty athletic family, Jeff.
Sure does. Now here's a shot from the face-off, blocked at the forward spot, and now finally played ahead. It gets past Erickson and back into the Edina zone deep. First of 4 title tilts today. And now out to center it comes, and it's finally picked up by Knorr, who plays it over to the far side. And now right back into attack comes Orono. Over the line, and Broden Johnson couldn't play it, and now back comes Wells for Edina. Ahead to Morgan over the line as Edina is finishing up a change. Morgan falls, puck picked up and played out to center. A little too far for Ward, and Erickson turns it back at neutral ice. Now shot back in rink wide by Johnson. Erickson behind the goal, drawing some pressure from Johnson, who took the puck right off him. And now Brassington goes to the front of the net and can't steer a centering pass home. Now picked up and played at center ice for O'Donnell. Here's a race for it, and O'Donnell will get their first goaltender out, and he dives. LaRue with an opportune play there to knock the puck away from the breaking forward O'Donnell. Now played back into the Edina zone.
Always a dicey decision for that goalie to come out, right, Jeff?
You bet, but right call.
Yeah, oh yeah, he made the right choice there.
And now here's Ward in the circle, shooting. Didn't miss by much there. Comes over to Minozzi at the right point, and then he throws it towards the net. Brassington, what a toe drag there. And then he can't get a shot away. Now, some good work there by Kason Kramer. Keep the puck in the Edina zone for the moment. Now Ballard behind his goal to the near side. Ward picks it off in the corner, but can't control it. And Edina is able to play to center ice. And this is Kramer. And then he lost out to Sink for Edina. Over the line, Sink comes to the right, and now following up, here's a shot that's off the defense and over the top from Bratton. 7.5 to go, scoreless first period between 2 top 6 teams here in PeeWee B. And over the line, here's Brassington shooting, and he's over the top. Kramer, the hash mark, trying to hold and can't. Now it's picked up by Bratton, and a lead pass on the left side for Christian Underwood is too far. Grady Stevens plays it back, and now it's 2-on-2 for Orono. And over the line they come. Walker in deep. Tried a one-handed centering pass. Wound up right where it started as they go to the corner. And loose to the left point area. Finally picked up by Edina's Borg. He loses out at center. Now Borg Plays it ahead, and Erickson passes up the middle. It'll come to the blue line where it's controlled by Stevens. Now Erickson for Edina. 6:40 to go. Ahead to Bratton. Back check coming on him. And now played to the far side. And here is Walker over the line. Walker going wide. Sharp angled shot. Blocker saved by Marcus Johnson. And here's Jake Johnson coming in, playing it behind the net. And Anderson goes down loose. And a wraparound attempt. Puck loose in front. And a couple of good chances there. Now a pass into the slot and trying to turn and shoot was Minozzi. That's not Minozzi, I believe it is. Now a pass to Johnson comes all the way back into the Orono zone. 6:05 to go in the first period. Good shift for Orono here, Tony.
Very good. Well done. They're winning a lot of the 50-50s right now. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm. Played around to the near side. Julian Leonard centers it, and there's a chance in front for Schuler, and he puts it just wide. The carom is smothered by Marcus Johnson, and we'll get a face-off.
All right, Jeff. Do you know the first sign of Christmas for me? It's not the lighting of the Advent candles at church. The first sign of Christmas is when you see a coach wearing a suit made out of Christmas garb, right?
Yeah.
And I spotted the Anoka coach, I believe, wearing a full suit of Christmas garb today. So Merry Christmas to everybody out there.
Indeed. Played on into the Orono zone. 5.5 to go in the first period. Still scoreless. Shots even at 3. And now a centering pass from James Budish goes all the way across. Now Jake Johnson banks it ahead. Orono is able to bring the puck to center. But Ballard turns it back. Now Brassington over the line. Brassington trying to cut for the net. One of the bigger players on the ice. Now here's Budish in the left corner playing it ahead. That's held by Kramer. Brassington. Now here's a sharp angled shot by Johnson. It's right on, and a save made by Marcus Johnson. And out to center. Roden Johnson plays it in, and it comes all the way back deep, and Harrison Ballard behind the goal. Plays it past Ward, up the wall to Sink. And now play it on out to center for James Bratton, who has to turn back. Pass through the feet of Ballard. And it's picked up anyway at center by Christian Underwood. Plays it ahead, and his story ends at the blue line. Now played back into the corner for Broden Johnson, around behind the net to the far side, and that's going to trickle on out to center. 4.5 minutes to go in the first. Erickson tries the center circle, and Walker was there. Picks it up now. Walker around one defender at the blue line. Cannot gain zone entry, and here's Sink losing out at center ice. Now here's Barkley over the Edina line. Barkley threw a screen shot right on, and Johnson makes a glove catch with 4:11 left.
This is our 16th season doing this, Jeff, and I think I count on one hand where I've seen an Edina team playing uphill right now. Orono is just all over the Hornets right now in the start of this game.
From the draw, Jake Johnson. Now a follow-up by Leonard, and that one winds up going wide. Behind the net, Erickson there, lost possession. Schuler trying to center it, and it comes through the crease to the near side. And Edina will pick it up. Max Smith along the near boards. And they still can't get out. Finally dribbles to the right side, and it is held in.
It's not for lack of effort, that's for sure. The Hornets are buzzing. They're doing well, but they just a little bit smaller. And they're struggling just to get it out of their zone right now.
Borg behind the net comes in check, and now fed towards the right point. That's going to be held. Throwing back towards the front of the goal. And now Julian Leonard takes a turnover and shoots, and Marcus Johnson makes the stop. It's only 5 shots, Tony, but it feels like more.
It does. And again, no shame to Edina right now. They're playing hard, but Edina, Orono just seems a little bit bigger, a little bit more, willing to get in those dirty areas right now.
Played to the left point from the faceoff. Broden Johnson down the wall. 3:19 to go in the first period. And Brassington is to come off the wall. He goes down in a heap as he's double teamed, but they'll work in, and here's a short angle shot by Kaysen Kramer, and that's the first goal of the game as Orono gets the goal that their play deserved. Kaysen Kramer makes it 1-0 with 3:07 left.
Yeah, and Kramer's been one of those 50-50 guys, right? He's won a lot of battles. He's had a couple nice back check plays already today, and here he gets rewarded with a nice move in the corner.
Sharp angle, found a way home there past Marcus Johnson, and Orono has the lead. 3:03 to go in the first. Get the goal. Unassisted goal for Kramer. And the way the period is balanced out, you can't call that undeserved.
No.
At center, and here comes Hollis Anderson over the line. He centers it, and Sink over skates, gets it back, and then puts it wide to the near side.
That's what Edina needs to do. They need to move the puck and move their feet, and they just did it there, and now they got some zone time.
Now here at the right point, Max Smith tries to come in front, and the centering pass winds up deflecting behind the net. Here's Sink. 2:20 to go in the first. And now in the left corner, Jake Johnson is Orono trying to consolidate that 1-0 lead. The puck comes up the middle and is controlled by Ballard for Edina. Throws it right back into the zone. And Grady Stevens banks it off the boards to center ice. Ballard back in, and it's offside. So we'll get a face-off with 1:59 left in the first period of play. Kramer unassisted at 10:53, and it is 1-0 Orono.
I was out at the Edina Classic this weekend and saw Edina and Elk River and Grand Rapids and Eden Prairie playing, and saw a couple kids that played for Edina PeeWee playing on the varsity team this week. It was fun to see.
5th goal of the tournament for Kramer. And now played down behind the net. Edina getting some zone time, as Tony mentioned. Now a centering pass comes back to the corner. Just over 90 seconds to play in the first period. Now loose at the left edge and fed up the boards. Finally, Orono lost possession, and Budish fires wide. Here's O'Donnell behind the net, picked up by Connor Barkley. Minute 18 to go. Barkley being careful here, and he plays it all the way back into the Edina zone. Won't go far enough for icing. And Oliver Erickson will stop in the right corner. Feeds it ahead for Smith. To center ice, Leonard picks it off. And then he in turn loses possession to O'Donnell, who's over the Orono line, goes in deep, comes around behind the net, tries a short side shot. Goaltender holding the post is able to knock it away. And now cleared around on the far side where it's Broden Johnson picking it up and playing it out to center ice. Edina with 44 seconds to go, showing better stuff here. Here comes O'Donnell over the line, takes a shot, stick save LaRue off to the near corner. And finally behind the net is controlled by Minozzi, who plays it around the boards to center ice.
Oh,
and we have
basketball on ice or something. I'm going to sound like an Edina apologist here, and just so you know, I went to Minneapolis Southwest and I live in West Bloomington, so I'm anything but an apologist for the Hornets. I just saw Bryce Morgan's dad deliver his skate to him, so he's been sitting out for most of the first period, one of their top scorers. And I think their lines might be a little fouled up, so let's keep an eye out for the Hornets. Don't count them out yet, is what I'm saying.
When did you go to Minneapolis Southwest?
1982 to 1986.
Okay, so my dad used to teach at Southwest.
No
That's why
way.
Yeah, he did. As Johnson takes a shot from the point.
What
he was,
years?
Well, he left in 1972.
Okay.
But he used to teach there.
Wow.
Yep. And now the first period comes to an end, and Orono takes a 1-0 lead to our first break of the game. And we'll take a timeout here. This is the Lumberjack Cup on the Youth Hockey Hub.
Everyone knows Luther does it all, but did you know you can do it all? At home?
I just sold my car.
On your phone?
I just got pre-approved.
I just scheduled an oil change.
Whenever, wherever.
I just bought a new car.
Anything and everything, whenever and wherever. LutherAuto.com. You can do it all.
In life, we all need a little help to reach our summit. Whatever your summit looks like, it's easier to reach when your body is strong and healthy. At Summit Orthopedics, our team of highly specialized physicians listens to and values every one of our patients. We take a conservative approach to care to get you back to your healthy and active lifestyle. Reach your summit. Summit Orthopedics. Visit summitortho.com to make an appointment today.
Second period from the St. Croix Rec Center. 1-0 Orono over Edina. With Tony Scott, Jeff Papis joining you for Championship Sunday. And it's controlled by Edina. Teams will change ends. And it's picked up and played on out by Minozzi to center ice. And finally, Bryce Morgan, the leading scorer, is back out there for Edina. Maybe that will pick up the hitch in their get-along they had in the first period. Now Kramer, the goal scorer, around behind the net for Brassington on the near side. And now picked up by Morgan. Now shot saved. We'll get a face-off to the left of the goal. You know, my dad, Tony, taught at Southwest during the period where they had some of their best hockey teams. Remember Mike Dibble? Remember that name?
Dibble, D-I-B-B-L-E?
Yes.
I do not, but I remember Brad Shellstad, that's for sure.
Brad Shellstad. Mike Dibble was a goaltender on one of their state teams in the early 70s, one to Wisconsin. Now played off to the near side, a centering pass through the crease. Here comes Orono with Barkley to center ice. He will play it in, and then he is rubbed out along the boards by Anderson for Edina as the puck will come out to center ice. O'Donnell moves it ahead, and it's offside, so we'll get a face-off out of neutral ice.
A ton of good goaltenders came out of Minneapolis Southwest, that's for sure. That's why Dave Peterson, the longtime head coach there, has been credited with that, and obviously he was an Olympic coach twice and head coach along the Olympics twice and an assistant in '84. Yeah, goaltenders, including Brad Shellstad, who won a national championship with the Gophers in 1974.
Now, play at neutral ice from the face-off. It's played ahead by Leonard. It comes right back out. Now a rink-wide pass escapes to the near side, and Grady Stevens will play it. He's around behind the goal to the far side, and here's Anderson for Edina winning a 50-50, and it goes behind the goal. The Hornets control, pass up the near side, now rink-wide to center ice. A pass just a little bit too far for Max Smith. Played back out, and Orono in transition is trying to play in over the line. Henrik Knorr is taken out. Puck loose at neutral ice, and Edina will carry over the line. There's a shot and a glove catch. Rebound came off goaltender as Anderson took the shot. I said catch, it really wasn't. Now played out to center ice, and chasing after it, Knorr is a step slow, and Edina controls. Edina's look a lot better here in the second period so far, at least to my way of looking at it.
I think I called it. Ref in the way, ref in the way.
And now here comes Kramer down the wing to the dot, pulls it back, throws it in front for Ward, and he puts it through on the way to the corner. It's a pretty dynamic combination.
As a referee, the only thing you don't want to be is seen out there. So when the puck hits you, you know the whole rink is seeing you at that moment.
The other thing you don't want to do is fall down. And here's a shot. It would work.
I'm not even going to comment on that because if I do, it'll jinx me.
Right, you don't want to do that.
No comment.
Because you have to buy the drinks afterwards.
Yep.
And that's Jake Johnson back in the zone over to Brassington, and he turns it around to the far side, and Johnson goes after it again for Orono. Try to play it past Bratton and couldn't. Now back behind the goal. 11:08 to go. Now over to the far side, and Edina is able to pick it up. They drag it to the front of the net through Underwood, and he can't get a shot away. Orono doing a nice job of keeping Edina outside the dots when they're in the zone, and now Brassington can't get out. Underwood plays it back down the wall, and it winds up in the corner. Pass is tipped out by Brassington to center ice. And,
I will say this,
go ahead.
For Edina, at least now the layers have improved. Like they couldn't even get out of their zone. Now they're getting some zone time. Now they got to get the puck to the net, right?
Bat Mary plays to center. Kramer missed the bunt attempt there at center ice. Turn around back by Barkley and played back in deep.
Orono just keeps coming, don't they?
They do.
Wow.
A lot of balance. I mean, they've got a couple of good lines and can just throw it at you. Now Walker ahead, and Barkley takes a shot, and that goes wide. Karam, Broden Johnson in the corner there trying to make something happen. To a side in the corner, and Orono comes out with a puck. Now trying to knock it ahead was Julian Leonard without success. And now Edina will break down the far wing over the line. And here's Sanford Bennett. He puts on the brakes, stops at the hash mark. Oh, a great pass in front. And Morgan was not able to take it cleanly. I think the one guy in the team you probably don't want to leave with that kind of space is Bryce Morgan. Now played back into the Edina zone, and Ballard goes after it. And now we'll have to come back for it again. Ballard rink wide to the far side for O'Donnell as we come up on 9 minutes to play in the second period. 1-0 Orono. Now to the right, and here comes Schuler over the line, and he will play it to the far corner. Borg lost it behind the net, and Orono tries to turn that into their advantage. Now a pass is going to come right back between the point men all the way back into their zone. And LaRue will leave it. They head to center ice, and Max Smith for Edina. It's loose and finally played into the Edina zone. Bratton goes after it. Out the far side, and now a pass to Underwood against the green, and will carry it out to center ice. Underwood over the line, and he is stopped there by Minozzi. Back behind the goal, Jake Johnson up the far side, and now Kramer starts out 2-on-1 if they hurry. Brassington is the big decoy, and now coming in as Kramer goes down at the right edge. And Orono keeps possession. A drop to the...
Kramer's just been a problem all day, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. There's a shot right on and a rebound. Loose in front. And Minozzi crashes in. He can't get out. Here's Edina with a 2-on-1 if they hurry the other way. And over the line, it's Erickson. He flips a pass across. And loose at the right edge. Goaltender was off at the left edge. Now coming around in front is Erickson. He finds the going tough in front of the goal. And now here's Brassington back for Orono. He's got a 2-on-1 with a player on the left, Ward. Here's the shot by Brassington. Save made, rebound. And Ward not able to play it on goal. Brassington behind the net. And Kramer, the left point, plays it down the wall. Loose towards the left point. And now played across. And this is Grady Stevens. And goes down on the way in. We're going to get a penalty on Edina here. It's a trip, and it'll be a power play for Orono, their first of the game.
It's just been one wave after another from Orono today. Just seems like eventually they were going to get a penalty called, right?
Yes.
They're winning all the battles, and eventually Edina's stick was going to get caught in an Orono skate, and it happened right there.
First penalty of the game, Smith for tripping. And a power play for Orono, their first. Now, Orono working in. Here's a backhanded shot from Gray Mary. Now off to the far boards, and Orono working around Walker on the goal line. Tried to throw it in front. Comes right up the slot. Here's a drive. They score! Broden Johnson took the shot from the high slot. Don't think it was tipped, but we'll see. It's 2-0 Orono.
I think it an Edina player and went in the net. What a shot. He had a lot of time, didn't he, Jeff?
He did. First goal of the tournament for Johnson. 7 minutes, 18 seconds on the power play, and Orono has a 2-0 lead. Stevens from the face-off, and we'll wait for the announcement on the goal, but it should be Johnson. Broden Johnson for Orono. But comes to the sharp angle. Wait, let's get the announcement. It is Broden Johnson. And Stevens gets the only assist, and here comes Orono back in. Johnson again, short side, takes the shot, and holding the post, Marcus Johnson makes the save. Now Edina coming out to center ice, played ahead, neat little pass, and Bratton swings to his right over the line. His drop pass is intercepted by Julian Leonard along the boards and held by Bratton and played in deep. Johnson from Stevens, power play goal for Orono, 2-0.
A little bit of urgency now from the Hornets, right?
You would expect. And we're going to get a whistle and a stoppage with 5:41 to go. Shots are 11-7 for Orono, so it's 5-2 in the second period for them.
I expect to see a little bit more jump in the step out of Edina here in the last 5 minutes.
Now played ahead, and Ward chasing after it for Orono, but Morgan there for Edina. Turns it back to center, Jake Johnson. Back into the zone, and Borg. On to the near side, Christian Underwood. Playing it to center, and that's picked up there by Minozzi, and now he will play one all the way down the ice, trying to throw it up the middle for Ward, and missed, and it went all the way down the ice. Second game coming up right after the conclusion of our first game. Anoka, 9th ranked, and PeeWee A takes on a very fine Woodbury team.
Yeah, Woodbury yesterday won a game on a Michigan. Did you call that game, Jeff?
I did, yes.
Was that Helgeson who scored it? Mm-hmm. Wow, that's awesome.
Slick play. It was a game between two real good teams, and Woodbury took advantage of their opportunities. Cloquet did not, and that was the difference.
Did you cry afterwards?
I did not.
I would expect you to cry.
No, there's no crying in hockey. Not even
or baseball.
No, or baseball, yes. Especially not in the broadcast booth. Why would you want to do that?
All right, Cloquet grad, I just want to check in on you.
I'm not a Cloquet grad.
You're not?
No, I'm a Hopkins grad.
Oh, that's right. Eisenhower or Lindbergh?
Well, it was the first year after the merger. I would have been a Lindbergh grad. Yeah.
Really?
Merger year, my senior year.
I think Dave Snuggerud was a Lindbergh guy, wasn't he?
Snuggerud was a Lindbergh guy. He was a year behind me.
Yeah.
So yes, he was a junior.
I do remember that.
And of course, Jimmy with the St. Louis Blues now as Bratton takes a shot and a glove save by
Yeah,
LaRue.
I suppose everybody knows who Jimmy is on this broadcast and not Dave, but Dave had himself a nice, healthy career, was a 1988 Olympian, one of the co-founders, one of our sponsors, Breakaway Academy. They do a nice job over there raising good young men and women.
Played for the San Jose Sharks, the Buffalo Sabres in the NHL. Now Edina trying to work out of the corner, and O'Donnell flips one past the goal. 4:12 to go in the second period, and it's a 2-0 lead for Orono as Walker plays it ahead. Mary tips to center, and Ballard working in.
So tell me this, how did you get to Cloquet? You went to the U of M.
I went to the
U
U of M.
Did you get a job up in Duluth?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I got into television, and it's going to be icing on Orono. Yeah, I took a job at KDLH.
Oh, yeah.
Worked with the late, great Marsh Nelson there.
Nice.
And then I've been calling games ever since high school, so there's enough opportunity there to keep going. Then I made the jump over to KBJR. I was the managing editor there for a couple of years.
It's kind of a dream job, isn't it?
You know what? It was. And it didn't pay a whole lot.
No.
That's why I got out of television. That and losing my hair had a lot to do with it.
Nice.
So
I'd love to see video.
Oh, I got pictures.
Jeff Papis hair video. That'd be great.
I got pictures, yes. So yeah. And I got into media relations and public relations, where I've stayed for the most part ever since.
Well, we appreciate all the work you do here for us.
Oh, this is a joy. Good friends, good people. Now in front of the net, here's a shot right on as it came off the stick of Broden Johnson in front, and now Edina back through the middle. And here is Sanford Bennett, centers it, good pass, and then maybe one pass too many there from Morgan as the puck comes up the slot. Erickson takes the shot, pad save LaRue off to the near side, and now banked ahead, and it's Schuler. Yeah, but to tell you how old I am, I called Dave Snuggerud's high school games.
I love that.
Yes, and his brothers Bo and Bill were Lindbergh guys. There's a shot from the point, a goal by Ward. Seeing eye shot finds the lower left corner, and it's 3-0. Fifth goal for Ward. And
that
Orono,
was a rocket, wasn't it, Jeff?
It was well placed, yes.
Sometimes that on-ice shot is very, very overlooked as a real good shot. That was on the ice, and the goaltender could not get over fast enough.
That Lindbergh team made a state tournament in 1980.
Is that what it was?
Yep, and their quarterfinal, they ran directly into the Halloween Machine Grand Rapids team with Tony Kellen and Jan and Malwitz and all those guys. So Ward from Brassington and Kramer at 11-19, and it's 3-0. And now at the left point, Jake Johnson holds it, comes to the high slot, takes the shot through traffic, a pad save by Marcus Johnson off to the right boards. Brassington in there, sweeps it to the left point. Johnson holding it there, now plays it down for Brassington again in the corner, but it was a hard take, and now it's picked up there by Kramer. Drops it back to the left point, Jake Johnson, and it's out to center, and here comes Edina. Brassington a step slow as the puck comes in, and we're going to get a penalty on Orono, and that'll be on Grady Stevens. With 1:34 to go in the second period, Edina will go to the power play.
That's the effort they need right there. Every shift. Kramer now 2 points in the game. He is now tied for the lead in points with 8. He's got a goal and an assist, and now Sam Ward with 5 goals is the leader in goals scored. He has 8 points as well for the Spartans.
So Kramer and Ward both with their 5th goals of the tournament. And Edina going to really use a goal here. We'll see what their power play does.
Kramer's just been a pest all game long. Look at, are you shocked that he's on the penalty kill?
Not at all. Now play is in the Edina zone to the left, and one Orono player trapped deep, so it's 5 against 3 as they come up the ice. While Henrik Knorr catches up. Now Orono in possession in the near corner, plays it ahead, and that's going to get all the way back into the Edina zone. O'Donnell chasing after it as we hit the last minute of play, as emphatically announced by the great Robin Cook on the far side, and it's offside.
Boy, you throw compliments around easily, don't you, Jeff?
I do. That's what happens when you don't have any friends. You try to kind of
kiss up, right?
Yeah.
I would argue, and I know this is going to sound like a disgraceful statement, but I would argue that Robin Cook is as good or better of a PA announcer than our very own Minnesota Wild PA announcer, Adam Abrams. How's that for ridiculous statements?
It's a bold take, I will tell you that.
I'm very biased. I just think that both of them are great, and I think Robin would do an amazing job on that big stage.
You know, as an equally bold take, I'm going to agree with you. So
he has a different style than Adam. Adam's a little bit more, big time. He's like, he has his call. It's interesting, but I like Robin's.
And Edina comes right back and scores. Oliver Eriksson from the slot with 16 seconds to go, and Edina with a badly needed goal on the power play, and it's 3-1.
I've been handed $10 from an Edina parent, asking me to talk about Robin Cook as a PA announcer more, because that equals goals for the Hornets. We'll see if that works.
We'll see if it does. The guy I really loved was Dick Stanford.
Well, that was every kid's dream, was to announce that. I have his goal sequence to this day in my brain.
Yes. Unassisted goal for Eriksson. And
my PA call is Dick Stanford. My goal call is Frank Mazzacco.
Well,
I have influences. Those are my 2 influences.
Well, yes, I used to do PA as well for UMD for a number of years. It's 3-1 at the end of the second period. Getting back to business here. Let's take a break. Come back with a third next here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem. But we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. You here to pick up my truck?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that was easy. Yeah, I knew Luther buys cars, but I had no idea it was this simple and convenient. Is there anything you guys don't do?
Not really.
Will you buy any car?
Yeah.
Even that one?
Even that one.
Wow, you do it all.
Luther Auto, over 40 locations and one of the region's largest inventories. Luther Auto, we do it all.
Third period underway here from the St. Croix Valley Rec Center. 3-1 Orono. Brassington plays it ahead. And now Morgan for Edina, as Edina's got some momentum here with a power play goal late in the second period. And O'Donnell plays it over to Hollis Anderson over the line. He takes the shot. Blocker save LaRue. Rebound out to the right and cleared. And that's going to get past the defenseman on that side, Ballard, and come all the way back. First half minute gone here in the third period. And here's Ballard up the left wing. Picked off by Brassington, but he can't hold possession. Now out to center. And here is Julian Leonard down the right side for Keegan Brassington over the line. Brassington tries to center it for Ward. And Edina gets possession, clears around on the near side. Anderson against the hash marks there, trying to make a play. And comes out to center, and chasing after it is Stevens. He's in a race there with Bratton, cleared around to center ice, and Kramer working now to his left, plays it into the Edina zone. Kramer, and now Mary plays it deep as the Orono forwards are changing off to the far side. Barkley, and then he had his pocket picked, and here comes Max Smith, poked away from him by Stevens, and now a drop pass comes up the slot, and it'll come off to the corner. Bratton there for Edina, goes behind the net. 12.5 minutes to go. Shots were 9-6 in the second period for Orono, 15-11 for the game. Now played behind the net. Centering pass comes all the way through to the near side, and Sink after it. Now winds up playing it down the boards and behind the Orono goal. And now pick it up and carry out to center ice. And Edina in possession in their zone. And here come the Hornets out to center through Wells. And it's knocked away by Schuler, but carrying on. Bratton to the left for Underwood. Now back behind the Orono goal. Bratton leaned on there by Norrie, and it winds up behind the net out of the far side, and Orono will pick it up. And they carry to center. It's dumped on in by Schuler, but that's from his own side of center ice, and we'll go back for a face-off.
That's a good call by the ref. He was like 18 inches from the red line, and he was going to get converged upon, so he kind of bailed out and sent it deep, and the referee's like, no, I'm not going to bail you out. I'm going to call icing on that one.
Face off to the right. Now in the right corner, Orono gets possession, and it's played to the high slot, and Wells can't hold it. Now does bring it back in over the line. Lost it as he tried to play it towards the front of the net. Now Ballard loose in the circle, and Orono in possession. And it's cleared on out to center ice. Play back in offside. You know, when you talk about role models, mine was Al Shaver. And
yeah, I kind of sensed that a little bit.
Yes. And I found in my basement not long ago, when I was in high school, I would tape all the post-game shows because they would replay the goals.
Yeah.
And one way to learn the craft, right? And
yeah, your goal calls, he scores, just like Al Shaver, right? And
yeah.
mine is shot in a goal. What was that?
That
Frank
was Mazzocco,
right?
yes,
It's like,
yep.
you can't help it sometimes.
You know, I have a fun Frank Mazzacco story too. Actually, a number of funny Frank Mazzacco stories. Most of them involve Wally Shaver and drinking beer as we get a penalty at center ice. Brassington carries on and playing on into the Edina zone, and now it's touched. The penalty will be called, and Orono will go to the power play at the 3:35 mark of the third period.
Big penalty there. I felt like Edina was getting a little momentum, and now they're going to go into the box, and for a minute and a half, it's going to hurt.
Was that a hook? Did you see the signal?
No, I was going to say that was the
trip.
definition of a trip.
Okay. And second power play for Orono. They scored on their first. And Edina picks it up from the faceoff and carries to center with Bryce Morgan. Down the far side and takes it to the right edge. Goaltender out to poke it away, and here's Kramer. Back comes Orono over the line, 3 against 3. Orono takes the shot and off a defender. Easy save there for Marcus Johnson. My first road series when I covered Bulldog hockey in the 2009-2010 season was at Mariucci Arena, and I remember walking down to the locker rooms to get a pregame interview, and I stepped off the elevator, and there was Frank Mazzacco, and he looked at me and he said, "It is good to see you here." I didn't even know that Frank knew who I was.
That's awesome.
You know, and I was floored by that. And such a nice man, Frank. And
I had a 2022 Frozen Four in Boston at my lunch table with Frank and Wally, and I got to tell them what a huge influence those two had on my life.
Yep.
And I showed Frank my goal call, one of my goal calls. And I go, "Does that sound familiar?" And Wally goes, "Yeah, sounds familiar to me too." You know, it was a really fun, 20 minutes of time for me.
you know, it's funny because I call girls hockey different than boys in that regard. Here's a shot right on from the...
How is that? I don't feel like I do.
Well, I do because, and that's where I'll channel Frank when I call girls hockey, and there's a reason for it. Comes out to center ice, and Jake Johnson plays it into the Edina zone, and chasing after it was Barkley. He couldn't connect, and now Johnson having trouble there with Borg in the corner. Now a centering pass comes right up the slot, and a shot by Stevens. They score! Grady Stevens from high in the slot, and Orono gets a power play goal, and they go up 4-1.
This time it was a tip. Walker got the tip off Stevens. And they're 2 for 2 on the power play, and that's the difference in the game right now, Jeff, is the 2 power play goals. We'd be a way closer game.
Stevens with a goal.
They were both ignited by shots from the point.
First goal for Stevens in the tournament. We'll get the announcement from Robin on the assists. But it's a 3-goal lead. Going to get another penalty here. That's going to be a trip, and it'll put Edina on the power play. Time is 5 minutes and 14 seconds. And the penalty is against Broden Johnson. The reason I channel Frank Mazzacco is I can't channel Al Shaver. I can't say he shoots, he scores, which actually would be channeling Foster Hewitt because he invented the phrase.
Right, but why not?
That's where I'll say shot in a goal.
Really?
Yep,
Why?
because I don't want to misgender anybody by accident.
Oh,
or
gosh,
otherwise.
You're so smart. You're much smarter than me. You're smarter than me. I wouldn't have picked up on that. But I definitely would never say, I don't even say defensemen in girls hockey. I say defender.
Yes, you should. And yeah, so it's just a part of the craft. That's all.
Isn't that funny? I've never had to even enter that he shoots, he scores into my vernacular because I never say it.
So you don't have to worry about it.
Girls
I
and
did.
boys game. Yeah,
yes.
There you go. Good call. I do the same. Never call it defenseman.
Icing against Orono. We'll go back for a face-off. 7:59 left, and it's 4-1.
I should say maybe in the first sequence or two in the game, I catch myself. I'm like, nope. Back it up. We're doing a girls' game here. Defender.
You got to be thinking. I have told you the story of sitting with Al Shaver.
Yeah. You were in high school, weren't you?
I was in high school, and I got to sit with him for a game.
At the in the press box at Met Center.
Yep, and he listened to my tape, and he said, you call the points and circles like I do. And that, because he would always call the points from the shooter's point of view and the circles from the goalie's point of view.
Right, yeah.
So left point now to the right point, back to the high slot, and if I'm calling Shaver, that is the right circle right there.
Yes, not me, it's the left circle.
Yep, and I did that for a number of years, and I do it when I'm on video. And here's a centering pass in front, and Ward is there to block that. It's off the defender, Norrie, who's lost his stick, picks it back up, and now
we're going to get another penalty.
We're going to get another penalty
so
here.
Edina will get another minute and a half of power play.
And it's picked up there by Borg, and a deflection. Now the puck is touched, and the penalty will be called with 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go, and somebody's got to stop the clock here. Yeah, now it does stop with 7:06 to go.
Hang on. I think they got to reset that bad boy.
6 minutes and 54 seconds on the clock at the moment. Depends if they add any time back. Penalty is on Henrik Knorr.
They put it back 7:06.
That's what it ran down to.
Oh, okay. No, they didn't. They didn't fix that error.
And Edina, it was about 4 seconds that ran off the clock. Tripping is the penalty on Knorr, and another power play for Edina. Here's a shot. Save made by LaRue, and no rebound as Ballard took the original shot from the left point, and we'll get a face-off. So it's been a real education today for those that care about how broadcasters work.
Yeah, hopefully we're giving you all we're required to do is give the goals and assists.
That's
and penalties.
right.
After
That's
that,
right.
it's our podcast, right?
That's right.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
Now, Minozzi behind the goal for Orono. Backhands one up the wall, held by O'Donnell at the right point. Then he throws it in front, and a relay, and not much on that for Sink, but the rebound is steered home, and Edina scores on the power play to cut it to 4-2. And that goal from Bryce Morgan. And there's hope for Edina. 6.5 minutes to go, power play goal. Morgan's 5th goal of the tournament. Sink and O'Donnell getting assists on the goal, and it's 4-2 now for Orono. Here's a shot from the right point that sails all the way through from Grady Stevens, and back out to center. And that is Roden Johnson after it, right on the blue line. Finally played ahead, and here comes Julian Leonard over the line and plays it down behind the goal. Erickson after it. And now Edina will latch on and come out to center ice. Underwood down the wing. Underwood forced wide by Stevens. And goes behind the net, comes around to the near side. 5:44 to go. Shots 18-17 for Orono. And now down the wing, here's Leonard breaking in. He takes the shot and hits the post. Doesn't even get a shot on goal for it as it comes out to center ice. And another penalty coming up on Orono. And
things are getting a little unraveled for the Spartans right now.
Yep, and it's again Knorr taking the penalty, his 2nd straight. And it comes at 8 minutes and 33 seconds of the 3rd period. Power play number 3 for Edina. Both teams have, or 4 rather. And both teams have 2 power play goals. Body checking is the penalty. And now over to the near side. Here's O'Donnell closing, shooting. Save made by LaRue. And it's time for the best penalty killer you got, your goaltender, to stand up.
He walked in like that, and the Orono fans had a collective pucker.
Yes. Which is why your best penalty killer needs to stand up, and he did there. Comes to the far side, and now here's Minozzi playing it up the boards, and Edina able to come in front, and a shot, and snared out of the air. No, now dropped at the right edge. Cleared to the left point, Ballard. Now over to O'Donnell in the slot, and Sink steers it wide. 48 seconds of penalty to kill, 4:42 to play, and it's a 2-goal lead for Edina.
They got too many forwards up top right now for Edina. Look, they have 3 guys above the face-off circles on the power play, Jeff. Explain to me how that works.
Well, if you got a guy with a rocket,
yeah,
I can see that. But no, I know what you're saying. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I'm not seeing
any
Al Iafrades out there right now.
That would be unfair if Al Iafrades was out there. Now to the left point, Edina working it around again, and now it's played on out, and here comes Schuler, 2 against 2. Schuler picks up the puck and just dumps it in deep. Nice job. Now here's Erickson in the left corner. Plays it ahead. And Edina will come to center. Bratton, and they've got 15 seconds of power play. Bratton over the
that
line.
Was close.
That sure was. As
close.
Wells was straddling the line. Here's a shot, and LaRue watches it go over the top. 5 seconds to go in the penalty. 4 minutes to play. And the penalty is over, and Orono is now at full strength. And it's played on into the zone. Here's Erickson. And Borg stripped of the puck. Loose at center ice. Walker after it, plays it into the zone. Barkley ahead, and now back out to center. Jake Johnson to the right side for Stevens. Shoots it in. 3.5 to play. Erickson behind the goal. He's double teamed there. And it's dug out. Broden Johnson, no, check that. That's Mary. And he will play it down the wall, and Erickson picks it up to center ice. And good step up there by Jake Johnson, but carrying on is Erickson over the blue line, and that's corralled by Minozzi, who plays it ahead, and Orono gets the puck to center ice. 3:07 to go, and it's shot in deep, and Edina with Morgan. Need to get something going here. Up the near side, Anderson. At center for Edina, pass to the left, Underwood.
Edina's got to think about goalie out here very soon.
Yes, they do.
Very soon. 2 goals. I'm a guy at least a minute a goal, and maybe more, to really start to generate.
Well, there isn't that much left now. 2:42 to go as it's around to the near side, and Edina's trying to play it ahead. They are now out shooting Orono for the game.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
Goaltender is coming off, and he'll leave with 2.5 minutes to play.
I have a crystal ball in my left pocket.
You do. I think it's a coaching thing.
I think
comes
so.
out to center ice. And
there
now
they go.
Kramer goes down, play in the zone, and Edina tries to work to the front of the net, and Minozzi plays it off to the near corner with 2:10 to go. Empty net, 6 skaters against 5, and Orono's trying to bank one ahead, and they will get the puck towards the point. It comes out down the near wing, and racing after it is Barkley, plays it into the zone. He falls, and Edina picks it up, plays out to center, and carrying over the line is Bratton, and a centering pass. No one on the end of it, comes through to the corner. Minute 48 to go. Now played down. Here's Sink. Playing to the far wall, and Edina looking for a shot. Anywhere will do now, and a shot by Anderson, and will rule out the challenge of the stick save. Comes to the far side. Ballard now over to the near side. A centering pass picked off. It's cleared all the way down the ice. They'll take the icing all day long there, and someone's probably going to take a timeout here with 1:24 to go. And it'll be Edina. 1 minute, 29 seconds left. 4-2 for Edina, which has 10 shots on goal in the third period to 3 for Orono. So the timeout. Give the kids a chance to rest and listen to some instruction from the coaches. So in a 6-on-5, Tony, are you just going to position somebody in front of the
You
net.
got to
here too.
get more bodies to the net is rule number one, if you ask me.
This is where if Orono is in this situation, you'd be grateful for a young man like Brassington. That,
Yes,
got
exactly.
Good size and can take up space and defenders. So I won't brag about the rating system here, Tony. You mentioned Orono had not lost a game in regulation.
Yep.
Who's 2-1 in PeeWee B?
There's a juggernaut, Woodbury White. That one I know off the top of my head. I can't give you the other one. I could get you it in just a second. But there's some good hockey teams still out there.
We saw Woodbury last season with some really good talent at that level, or the level below. Face off with the Orono goal, and now we're going to see one of those players coming up for Woodbury, and Marta Tiknenko.
Yes.
Now here's Edina working in, and a shot that sails wide from Ballard. 1:14 to go. 6 against 5. Now a centering pass comes up the slot. Ballard again, and that shot is blocked. Ballard came right to him, and then clears to the near corner for Morgan. Last minute of play. And here's a shot. Ooh, that didn't miss by much from Sanford Bennett. Edina pressing to the end here. 50 seconds to go, and the puck cleared. Held in along the wall by Morgan. He centers it. And Bennett tried to come in front. It was blocked. Now Ballard can't see the net. Plays to the left for Bennett. And behind the goal is Tony's going to head down to be part of the awards here. With 30 seconds to play in the game, it's cleared all the way down the ice. That'll be another icing call against Orono. And with 27 seconds to go, it's the last stand for Edina here with the team trailing by 2 goals. The faceoff will come all the way back in the Orono zone. Face-off, it's picked up. Ballard, here's a shot by Bennett. That goes off the traffic. Bennett again with 20 seconds to go, and Orono just parking the bus here. Here's a centering pass and a shot by Sink that comes all the way through to the near side with 10 seconds to go. It's picked up and cleared the length of the ice, and that one is going to hit the empty net. And Orono will win it, and it's Sam Ward with a long-range empty net goal. 6th goal of the tournament, and an unassisted goal into the empty net to make it 5-2 with 6 seconds to go. 13:54 is the time of the goal, and Orono is going to win this tournament. Six seconds to go, played off to the right. Stevens lays it in, and Orono has won the PeeWee B here at the Lumberjack Cup with the appropriate throwing of gloves, sticks, and helmets. And this game has come to an end. Edina with 23 shots, including 12 in the third period. And Orono with 19, including 4 in the third period. Edina 2 of 4 in a power play, Orono 2 of 2. And Orono, the third-ranked team in the PeeWee B poll. And they win it again. And again, continue their streak, having not lost a game in regulation all season, but they've won a trophy here. And Colin LaRue with a nice performance in goal, 21 saves on 23 shots. And we'll get the announcement now of the all tournament teams, tournament MVP, and have the trophy presentations. And you'll be able to hear from our tournament MVPs on the X account, Youth Hockey Hub. And LaRue is named the all-tournament goaltender. Ballard earns all-tournament on defense. And Sam Ward, the other defenseman, And Ward with a terrific tournament, 6 goals. Bryce Morgan, the leading scorer for Edina, named all tournament. And O'Donnell for Edina. And it's Kason Kramer named the tournament MVP. Kramer scored the first goal of this game, scored 5 goals in the tournament, and was everywhere. We'll get an all-tournament picture here and then have the trophy presentations. Olin out to accept the second place trophy. Now the winners. And there's the hardware. And it's won by Orono. So final score 5-2. We will take a break, resurface the ice, and come back with our second game in the PeeWee A's, Anoka versus Woodbury. That is next here at the Lumberjack Cup.